Everyone, welcome to the Danny Buys Houses podcast. I'm your host, Danny Johnson, real estate investor and founder of Danny Buys Houses in San Antonio, Texas. Now, if you're going through a divorce or thinking about it and wondering what to do with the house, this episode is for you. Today, we're tackling how to sell your home fast and fairly during a divorce here in San Antonio or any surrounding areas in South Texas. I'll walk you through the options, how a cash sale can help, and answer some listener questions along the way. So let's get right into it. All right, divorce is tough, right? I've seen it up close, helping people sell houses for over 20 years, and I've been through it myself and do not wish it upon anybody. In Texas, we're a community property state, which means that anything you and your spouse bought together, like the family home, gets split 50-50 in a divorce settlement typically, unless you've got a prenup saying otherwise. Now, the judge will aim for equitable distribution, but it's not always simple. The house, it's often the biggest piece of this puzzle and who gets what. So, what are your options? All right, if you're facing divorce, you're separated maybe, and you're trying to start planning through, if this plays out all the way, what's going to happen with all of our assets and how are we splitting things up? One option is one of you keeps the home, right? Maybe you buy out your ex with cash or refinance to cover their share of the marital home equity. It works if you've got the money and and one person wants to stay. All right, two, you sell it the old way. You list it with the realtor and you fix it up. You have people come through, walk through and make offers on it and sell it and close it and split the profits. Now that option is going to take time though. Right now in San Antonio, 74 days on market typically on average, and you've got to agree to everything, as far as what the seller wants done, or the buyer. If a buyer comes through and they want certain things done or fixed up after the inspection, all that kind of stuff, you gotta work through that and possibly even have the funds to have to make those repairs. All right, three, you hold on to it with co-ownership agreement. Can be, it's kind of rare because it could be messy and usually ends up being a headache, especially if you guys are not getting along. That's probably not going to be a good option. Okay. Now, four, and this is where Danny Buys Houses and other cash home buyers come in. You sell fast to a cash home buyer like us. And why choose what's behind door number four, right? It's because of speed and fairness, right? Divorce can drag on enough without waiting months to sell your house. Now, we buy your house as is, no repairs needed, no staging, no having to schedule a bunch of showings for people all the time and having to be out of the house because people are coming to look at it. You skip the fights over who fixes the, leaking faucet and mows the lawn and maintains the home. We can close as fast as, a week or so, 5 days, or when you guys want. So if it's something like 2 or 3 weeks, it's whatever works for you really. You can both get some cash to split and move on. So here's how it works. You and your ex agree to sell, right? That's the first step. Sometimes a real estate mediator can help if you get some mediation involved, if you guys are not on the same page. And sometimes it's even, helpful to go ahead and get a cash offer to show your soon-to-be ex-spouse, to see this is what we can get quickly without hassle. It's more of a concrete thing instead of just a, idea or, a hopeful thing that you're just talking about. If you have a concrete written offer, because we don't charge anything for our offers. There's no fees. There's no obligation to accept the offer. And, we do that for free. You can just get an offer from us. So the process is one of you calls us, or you fill out the form on DannyBuysHouses.com. That's our website, DannyBuysHouses.com. There's a fast cash offer form in there. It only takes 2 minutes to fill out. And closing happens. Well, we visit the house, right? We look at what the value is once it's fixed up, if it does need repairs, and we make you a fair cash offer, right? So if you guys agree to that, we can sign a purchase agreement, and that'll go to a title company, a local title company. We use Old Republic Title, and they do all the paperwork, make sure everything's in order properly, and schedule that closing, right? And when the closing happens, we sign, you get a check, you guys are done. You each get a check, right? If you want it split at closing. All right, so let's talk about an example. So and these are not real names because, I don't want to, have anything identifying anybody, but Mark and Jen, was what we'll call them. Divorce was final, but the house off of Blanco, was kind of a battleground. It needed a new roof. It needed, neither wanted to pay for it. They called us, we offered cash and closed in 10 days, right? It was pretty quick. They split the money, signed the papers, walked away. They were finally done with it. No realtor's fees, no arguments, more importantly, and just a clean break, right? Just moving on, getting on with their lives. And that's what we do. We make a divorce property division uh, simple, right? Less of a hassle. You guys have enough going on with the separation and divorce. So now this makes at least one of those a little bit easier. So let's hit some listener questions that we've received. Um, some people have sent these in, and I want to get to some of them. So here we go. First one is, my ex won't agree to sell. What now? This is from Laura in San Antonio. Laura, a tricky spot. I don't deny that. If the court's involved, they might order the sale. So talk to your attorney or lawyer about that. If not, mediation can push it through a lot of times. And we bought houses mid-divorce with one spouse signing off after a judge's ruling, and we can work with what the judge says can happen. All right, next, can we sell if we owe more than it's worth? That's David in New Braunfels. David, that's tough. I mean, it's not going to happen. You can try a short sale. We talked about that in the foreclosure episode. I think that was episode 6 of the Danny Buys Houses podcast, where the lender agrees to forgive the difference of what you can actually sell it for versus what was owed. Check out that episode for more detail on that, though. All right, last one here. How do we split the money fairly? This is from Tina and Bernie. Hey, Tina, we pay you a lump sum at closing. You and your ex can decide on the split. Usually 50-50 in Texas, but if you got a deal, we'll follow it cash, when you get that payment out. And you can also, we say one lump sum, but it's the total that's going to be made on the sale. So if you guys are separating that, I think that you could probably have, uh, that done at closing off. It's called the closing settlement statement. You can look and have each half maybe go off of there so that you each are getting that and not worrying about one person getting into their account and not sharing the rest, situations like that. So no, that's possible. All right. So are you ready to sell and move on? Here's how you get started, right? You go to DannyBuysHouses.com. You fill out that fast cash offer form, takes 2 minutes. Tell us about the house. We'll schedule to go out and take a look at it and make you a quick offer. And there's no obligation, right? Like I said, if one person's not on board, you can still get that offer, and it might help to have that so they can see here's already a bona fide offer. We can make this simple if we want to. So there's no pressure. If it's right, great. If not, then no problem. And that's how it works. So I know divorce is a storm, right? I get it. I've been through it. The house can feel like an anchor dragging you both down. Yeah, I've been helping San Antonio homeowners since 2003, so I've seen how quick a quick cash sale can help people and lift that weight off their shoulders. So if you'd like to find out more or get started on that, just give us a call or head to the website there, DannyBuysHouses.com. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and share this with someone navigating divorce. They'll thank you for it, I'm sure. And next episode, we'll cover how to sell a rental property fast with or without tenants. So if you got that situation, next we'll cover, all right, in the next episode, we're going to cover how to sell a rental property fast, whether you have tenants or not. So you don't want to miss that if you're facing a situation. I currently am with a tenant right now where I wish I could sell to somebody instead of deal with that, but that's a different story for a different day. This is Danny Johnson from Danny Buys Houses saying take care and let's get you moving forward. Sell smart. See you next time.